I'm out of my bedroom today because, yeah, wife's in the living room. So, we got some stuff to discuss here. The situation is getting worse and worse. Donald Trump and his administration is ready to make it worse for all Americans. So, when it comes down to it, there's a few bullet points. And the first bullet point is hide the files, hide the Epstein files, because that's what it's all about. Everything is about the Epstein files. Donald Trump wants to distract you, and therefore, he has done what he can to hide the files. Hiding the files means putting somebody over the DOJ that's going to do everything that he says, and that's what they're doing. Pam Bondi has gone out of her way to make sure she throws every stone in the road so that the files are not completely out. They are redacted more than necessary, even when the senators and Congress people have been allowed to go and look at the unredacted files. They are still redacted. Some people's names are still redacted that don't need to be redacted, such as Donald Trump's. And there is a number of mistakes that they have made and not redacting names that should have been redacted. And there are still 3 million files that are not out. That means they're still hiding the files. So if anybody thinks that it's all there, it's not. There's plenty that's not been shared. So by doing what he's been doing with the situation regarding the files, there's been lawsuits all around the world from other nations trying to get a hold of the Epstein files. UK wants the Epstein files. France and other countries want the Epstein files as well because they know that they were going over there into Europe. That's where I am, as a matter of fact, in Rostock, Germany. Thank you for joining me, and I hope wherever you're at that is safe and that you are not around any pedophiles. Um, but the fact is that Jeffrey Epstein was pulling girls from all over the place. It's even mentioned that possibility that Erica Kirk, as she was in Romania, might have been channeling girls through him as well. So I'm not sure. They're still investigating that, but there's still plenty to investigate. Hiding the files, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. 3 million files are still missing. So, s- part 2, distract the public. Distract the public. The public is very distracted and very annoyed by DHS and ICE and their whole campaign against criminal illegal aliens. I'm all for legal immigration, but I'm not so much for illegal immigration. I believe that people that want to immigrate, it's great, but they should go through the proper processes. And criminals, yeah, definitely need to be thrown out. As a matter of fact, the one in the Oval. Um, if we're looking at people who are in America that maybe didn't come there legally, I think maybe one of the first people we ought to look at is Melania Trump because no freaking way that this girl was, you know, a genius visa, a genius visa. I just can't see it. She was introduced through um, Paolo Zampoli to Epstein, and then Epstein was with uh, Melania for a little bit, and she was passed to Trump. There's a picture where Jeffrey Epstein was holding, signed by Donald Trump for 22,000 something, and they were all laughing because they said that it was for a used up model. So I'm pretty sure that might have been his lovely wife now. So who knows? I don't know. It's a possibility. Um, so another thing. Number three, what does a criminal do when he's in office? Yeah, he rakes in the money. Donald Trump has increased his wealth over 5 billion, and 3 billion of that came just since last year. I don't know about you guys. I'm not making a shitload of money. I hope wherever you're at, you're making a shitload of money. But if you're not, and you're just like a regular American, like my mom or my family at home, then I'm feeling for you because you guys are paying a shitload for gas right now, and you're feeling it. I know you're feeling it, and everybody else knows you're feeling it. But Donald Trump doesn't care. He is trying to tell you, it's just going to be some short term pain. So, um, Iran, the mullahs, they needed to go, but this war was not started because Iran was threatening America. No, the war was started because baby Netanyahu needed something to distract his country from his countrymen because Bibi Netanyahu, like Donald Trump, will be prosecuted and thrown in jail after they're out of office. So Bibi needed to extend his time in office, and he did so by attacking Iran. Hey, what's up, Ellingson? I want bratwurst. Yeah. Hey, this is supposed to be in German, man. Oh well. Nevertheless. Okay, well I'm doing a German one later on after this one. So okay, so raking in the money. That's what he's doing. He's raking in the money. Donald Trump has got so much money since he started his little crypto scam. He is signing, or they are signing deals in Saudi Arabia and in other countries as well. Witkoff and Kushner are over there in Russia, uh, chumming up to Putin and the guys over there in Russia. I don't know why, because if they think that they're going to be able to do any kind of lucrative business in Russia for a period of time, they're totally false. They're totally false because Putin is not going to let you come up over there, especially if you're an American. Mostly, more likely, they would end up in prison over there in a gulag. That's what would probably happen. So, but Putin is losing his war over there on the eastern front of the Ukraine situation over there. But the thing is, now that the price of oil has gone up like a mother trucker, it's highly likely that his coffers are going to be padded a little bit more now. And I feel sad for my friends and family and in America who are paying out the ass to pay for Trump's war, and in doing so, they're somehow helping Putin because Putin is selling his oil now, just like Iran. There are no more sanctions on them, and they're allowed to sell their oil. So, and now it's 3 times the price as it was for a month ago. So forget it. It's terrible. So, yeah. Then we have the other facet of Donald Trump's time in office here. In the first 1 year, they pardoned over 2,000 criminals. 2,000 criminals. First day in the office, 1,600 criminals who were involved in the January 6th riots, all pardoned. Um, since that time, he has been pardoning criminals left and right, fraudsters. We're talking about people that totally belonged to be where they were, and now they're sitting there running around. Even what's his name, George Santos. I mean, this guy really needs to stay where he was. And but you can bet your best last dollar that George Santos is sucking up to Donald Trump as much as he can. So it's going to be even worse later on because these people are going to be let loose. They're going to be causing more financial pain to people who are having a hard time already paying $3 and $4 for gas. So I just don't think it's right that we're allowing Donald Trump to go over there and just let all these people go. I'm not sure what's going to happen when Trump is out of office, if he's going to allow a vote to happen. I think democracy is really in peril in America, and I think you guys really need to grab a hold of the situation. And I am a Republican, not a supporter, so therefore I'm not looked upon nicely by the Trump administration. Therefore, I wasn't even able to go to see my mom for her 90th birthday. So it's okay. She knows I love her. You know what I'm saying? But still, um, and there's the last thing: prepare for the end game. Prepare for the end game. Donald Trump has been preparing for the end game since he got in office. He's got these guys over at Palantir, and they are using their systems now to create databases of individuals who are against the Trump administration. My name's probably on the list. They're trying to label everybody domestic terrorists. They have been doing all sorts of things to create chaos in American cities, and everybody should be against this crap. I don't see how anybody can just so, and that's how he's doing it. You know what I'm saying? They are analyzing digital images from the cameras that they're holding. The ICE officials and the DHS and Border Patrol guys are have cell phones, and when they take a picture of you or scan your face with this device, you're scanned into a database, and later on, when the shit hits the martial effect, they're going to be coming for you. They're going to be coming for you. So this is all a bunch of crap. You know what I'm saying? This is all a bunch of crap, and you guys should not be down for it. One of the ways that dictators stay in power or achieve power is by dumbing down the society. And that is exactly what Donald Trump is doing. He has now almost 100%, yeah, destroyed the Department of Education. And by doing this, he is making it impossible for people to really gain a good knowledge of the things that happened in the past. He's rewriting history books to, make him not so bad. He's trying to claim that the January 6 riots were not riots, but just a protest, and the people were just uh, speaking up and saying their voice. But we all know that what they were saying as they were trying to break into the Congress, and what was that? Hang Mike Pence. Hang Mike Pence. That's what they were saying. Donald Trump wasn't trying to do anything to stop it. He sat there for 4 hours and let it all go on until he finally made some sort of, yeah, wasn't even a really strong statement. You know what I'm saying? So then what does he do in regards to the opposition? Anybody that doesn't agree with him is the opposition. Anybody that does not agree with Donald Trump is the opposition. I am the opposition. And that is what dictators or wannabe dictators do, is they name the opposition as villains, as somebody who's trying to tear the democracy apart, when in fact, that is exactly what he is doing. This guy has gone and tore up half the freaking White House, one corner of the White House, tore it completely off. Now he's talking about changing the front up. I mean, he's over there actually tearing down the White House, tearing down the White House. I mean, how much are you guys going to let him tear up? I mean, when is it not okay? Because right now it's in discussion that he's talking about tearing down the columns in the front and changing them out with some other columns. Hey, look, he ain't even done with the freaking ballroom yet, and he's still freaking talking about doing tearing down some more shit. So not cool, not cool. If if Barack Obama or Biden or anybody else had tried this shit before, it would not have been happening. So so that's what he does. They name the opposition as villains. So the opposition can be comedian Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert is going to be losing his job this year because of the fact that his show has been canceled. Because, yeah, Donald Trump was annoyed because of the things that he said about him. He got his feelings hurt. Poor guy. So, and there's more, you know what I'm saying? Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers, they're all, you know what I'm saying? All going to be on there, on the list, and they're going to try to weed them out as well. So, and that's what wannabe dictators do. So, let me see what else I got here. Oh yeah. One of the first things that Donald Trump did when he came into office, right, is he fired I think 90 inspector generals. Inspector generals are the guys that are not politically connected, but in their capacity, they are responsible for checks and balances to make sure everything's on the up and up to control corruption. So, first thing Donald Trump did, fired them all. Fired them all. So, I mean, this is one of many things that dictators or wannabe dictators do prior to the shit hitting the fan. Okay? And when the shit does hit the fan, it's going to be too late. So, let me see what else I got here. Uh, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that, you already know how his little excursion into Iran has caused financial pain for the Americans and for everybody around the world, really. I mean, I'm here in Germany, in Rostock, Germany. And like I said, I do this podcast for my family, my friends in America, and for the world to put shine a light on the shit that this president is doing. And one of the things that they do is they cause economic instability and eventually an economic downfall. And in that moment, when so many Americans are having a hard time, such as TSA workers right now, they've gone over a month without a paycheck. Over 1 month without a paycheck. How many people are going to be thrown out on the streets? How many people are not going to be able to pay for their phones? How many people are not going to be able to pay for gas to get to work anyway? They're even asking freaking people that are trying to fly somewhere to bring gifts or gift cards for the freaking TSA workers so they can buy gas because they're not getting no paycheck. Why? Because Donald Trump's Republicans are trying to pass some shit that is unacceptable. They want to keep on funding ICE, even though they are wearing masks, they are fucking killing Americans, and they're doing uh, things that aren't right. You know what I'm saying? And so we need somebody to stand up. The Democrats are standing up on that issue. I think they're right. I think they're right. I don't think it's cool whether you're a Democrat or a Republican and you're out in the streets working somewhere and you're shooting up Americans. Not cool. So another thing, yeah, control business and media. That is what Donald Trump is also doing. How many companies has he sued already and taken to court? CBS. He is in control of how mergers are being done, and right now we got some major situations going on. CNN is probably going to lose uh, their ability to be independent, and I feel like, I mean, even though they're mainstream media, they do cover the stuff half-assed decent, and even though they're not MAGA related, information that people need to see. So that is what Donald Trump is mad about, that they're putting the truth out there. And so therefore he's already taking steps to put them out, cross them out too. So yeah, cut social assistance. You guys already know that the Trump administration cut out SNAP, that they are trying to cut out your medical care and insurance costs have gone through the roof. And this is something that I cannot understand. How is it they are willing to spend they just asked for $200 billion to finance their little excursion in Iran. They never even went to Congress about this shit. Congress is the one that's supposed to be able to raise war, not freaking just one president go over and start a war and just keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. I mean, eventually Congress has to step in and say, this is a war or it's done, right? So, and they're asking for 200 billion. Look, the SNAP benefits was maybe I think 90 billion, and the insurance and Obamacare related stuff was also maybe like 90 billion. So why is it that the Department of Defense is asking for $200 billion for an illegal war, but they don't want to feed kids in America? They don't want Americans to go and be able to get health care. This is the kind of stuff that dictators do. And Donald Trump wants to be your dictator. And if Americans allow this to continue, there's going to come a point where the rest of the world is going to stop playing along and they're going to turn their nose up to the Americans and say, you know what? If you're in our country, you need to go. So I'm one of those people, and I probably will look forward to getting different citizenship at some point because I don't foresee that there's going to be any way out of this. I'm just hoping that someday when I wake up that I don't turn on the TV and find out that Donald Trump has dropped a nuclear bomb somewhere just because he wanted to distract from the Epstein files. It's a pretty rough situation that the world is in right now, and really need to take another look at how we're deciding to go forward. All right. If you voted for Donald Trump, then maybe you need to take another look and see how much he's actually helping you. Farmers in America are pissed off. They are pissed off. Do you know how much they have to pay for gas right now? They ain't getting no breaks. Okay. And Donald Trump has made it harder and harder and harder to get supplies. Everything has gone up. The price on things have gone up because of his stupid tariff policy. He has created economic uh, um, insecurity around the world with his tariffs, and he didn't even know what he was doing that first day he came out with that big old billboard with all those percentages on there. It's all full of shit. You need to really get a grip over there, and somebody needs to get on the ball, and they need to Article 2, Section 4 to get his ass out of there because he's not doing anything for Americans. Ask yourself, how is your life better since Donald Trump has been in office? When you want to go fly somewhere, is it easy for you? No, it's not. I mean, if you are trying to go visit your mom in New Jersey and you're in California, I mean, the possibility that there's going to be a problem at the airport is 100%. 100%. And you ain't going to get through that line fast because those TSA workers are tired of working for nothing. All right. And for those who end up quitting or moving on and going somewhere else, I'm not even sure they're going to be able to get back pay from the government because the government is still broke. And when they do somehow pass this through the Congress and get the government funded, I'm not sure how they're going to be able to get their money from the government if the government is funding other things. So they really need to stay on top of that through attorneys, and I think it's 100% necessary that the American public comes together and bands together and files Article 2, Section 4. Everybody, write to your congressman, write to your senators, and tell them do that shit immediately because that is the only way that we can get Donald Trump and his cabinet, every single one of them that has done violated their oath of office, and basically they all have violated their oath of office, to get him out of there. But what the future looks like for America, I'm not certain. because if they do get Donald Trump out of office, then that means J.D. Vance would be the president then? I don't think that's also a very good option. So I don't know who in the Republican Party is willing to step up that has a little bit of sense, that has not been backing Donald Trump. Hey, it's your guys' world over there. You guys need to get a grip on it and find out what's going on because I'm in Rostock, Germany, and I'm doing this for my family and my friends in America. And I feel you. You know what I'm saying? Give me a thumbs up, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. I come back. I do one podcast here in German and one podcast in English for my American family and friends, and for those people who understand English. If you Are you supporting the war? No, I'm not supporting the war. The war is something that Donald Trump is doing just to distract you and the public from the Epstein files. They're over there on Zorro Ranch right now, and Zorro Ranch is going to be really in the news because when they find that room with all the videos and the pictures and the weapons and the passports, uh, you'll hear about it soon because that's going to be big news when they find that. When they find those dead bodies over there on Zorro Ranch, because there's probably more than two. It's already come out in an email in the files about two girls that were buried on the ranch over there in the hills, and it was on the orders of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. So, uh, please listen. I'm not going to India. Sorry, that's not on my list. Can't do it. But hey, wherever you're at over there, I hope you're doing okay and stay safe wherever you're at. Zorro, Mexico. Jeffrey Epstein had a ranch out there, a pretty big place. And I had some contact with somebody back in the 90s that told me about another guy that worked over there on the ranch, and that he and Epstein and I think one other guy, that they built this room to house these items that only Epstein knew about. I'm saying only Epstein knew about the location. And I'm not sure if those other two guys are even living anymore. He might have killed them. So I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the situation. I'm looking forward to some news in the future in regards to that. That's going to be a big splash when it happens. So listen, guys, I got to go eat dinner. It's already going to be about 7 o'clock over here, or no, it's already going to be 8 o'clock. Man, I got to go. Listen, wherever you're at, I hope you guys are safe and stay alert and tell your family and your friends that you love them because you never know when it's going to be the last time you see them. All right, especially in with all the shit going on in the world today. Like I said, I turn on the TV every morning. I just think, oh shit, did this fool throw a nuclear bomb somewhere? So, with that said, I just want to wish you all, wherever you're at, a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, and thanks for watching. Subscribe, it doesn't cost anything. And like I said, I'm going to come back and tell you the truth tomorrow again. Wherever you're at, evening. I'm Matt Fox. This was Matt Fox on the Tube, and this was Trump at War. Take care and have a nice evening.